Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is able to hear me and everyone is able to see my screen. If possible, can someone please confirm if you are able to hear me clearly and able to see my screen? Guys, can someone please confirm?
Yes, it's visible and audible.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Uh, so there is a one action item at my end, sir, on the PPT, which I'm not able to upload. Somehow I didn't get a time yesterday. Okay. Where Ashok is also busy. So today I'll get an update, sir. Okay. Kindly don't mind. The PPT stuff I didn't upload it because I didn't get a time. And when I called, he is also busy. And today I'll get an update. So the action item is pending, sir. Images, everything we are able to see. Only the PPT I'm not able to share, but that I'll take care about tomorrow. Today. Today itself I'll to do that. Okay. Right. Now we are writing things today. That is a database design pattern. That's I gave it yesterday, completely high level overview. Now I'm going to write a notes on this. Okay. So before I proceed further, anyone has any question? Anyone has any questions as of now? Okay. That's fine. Now I'm going to write a notes on this, guys. So as part of microservices design principles, every microservice should have its own repository or schema or database, whatever. Okay. As part of microservices design principle, every microservice should have its own repository or a schema or database. The reason is that, what is the reason? The reason is that if we have a problem,
single point of problem.
If you have a correct, if you have a problem in the database, it may lead to single point of failure. If you have a problem in the database, it may lead to a single point of failure. But economically, we cannot propose this principle to our customers as database due to customer due to database licensing capability. Due to licensing capability, we cannot propose this principle to the customer. That's what I yesterday discussed, right, guys? Also, so what is the discussion from that actually? As we don't have great probability, as we don't have a great probability on the database downtime, as it's having its own replication algorithm. Database itself will have, sir. Someone yesterday asked how it is going to be something, right? So database itself having algorithm. Database itself is having its own replication. I think spelling algorithm. Okay. Hence, we may not see a big problem in database point of view. Database point of view. Hence, we can have single schema at a customer product at customer level, at a product level. We may have a single schema at product level. This design pattern will help us. This design pattern will help us how we can design database with the database this design pattern will help us how we can our database tables efficiently. How we can design our database tables efficiently. Sir, this is what I explained yesterday. Am I right, guys? This is what I explained yesterday, and I hope everyone is having a clarity over here. Yes or no, guys? So the two database patterns, guys. There are two database patterns are available here. There are two database patterns available. One is what? Database per service. Second one, shared database. So these are the two things here. Database per service, shared database. There are some other three also there, but I mean, they are also part of database design, but those three are different. This is different. That's why I'm taking separately. Those three are on the state management, on the transaction management, but these are specifically on a design point of view. Design in the sense, table construction, schema construction, microservices construction. We are at what stage, guys? Till now we heard about how we can decompose the application by capability, subdomain, and we got some idea on the Java side. Now similar idea on the database side. That's why I am bringing these two patterns one shell. That's why. Okay, right. Now the first point is here with respect to database per service. Okay, sir, the name itself is indicating, right, sir? Database per service. So what is the meaning of database per service, guys? Database per service. What is the meaning here?
Every module have a separate database.
Every module have a separate database, but we cannot do that, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
That's what we cannot achieve, right? So what
Each
is
service
the
having the one database.
yeah? So the point here is yes, very important point here. Okay, the important point here is I'm telling one important point here. Okay, while designing database per service is telling me every service, the data should be independently available. As per database per service, I mean, just like the model telling that every service should have its own database. But practically, it is not possible. What we can do here, in the same database itself, I can create multiple schemas, right, guys? We can create multiple schemas, right? Am I right? Yes or no? So the database per service is database per service. Okay. What is it I'm trying to say here? Every microservice should have its own schema. It should have its own schema. Okay. as we can create n number of schemas. N number of schemas in one database, right guys? In one database instance, we can create n number of schemas. Am I correct? So, database per service is every microservice should have its own schema, as we can create n number of schemas in one database instance. Now here is the confusion. What is the confusion is, okay, sir, anyhow, all our tables are in one database. All our tables are one database. We are segregating based on the schema. Vinod and Devendra ji, I kindly, these two participants kindly go on mute. I told n number of Devendra. Mr. Devendra, are you there? Kindly, please, Devendra. I always see that you are always on mute. Please kindly take care. Okay, kindly, it's my humble suggestion. Okay, because there is a disturbance, echo is coming. Thank you. So, every microservice should have its own schema. In database, we can create n number of schemas, right? In database, we can create n number of schemas. In one database instance, we can create n number of schemas. Okay. So, you may get an interview question here. Okay, man. Now, you are creating all the tables in one database only with n number of schemas. If you create in one schema versus if you create in multiple schemas, what is the advantage you will get it? If you create in one schema versus if you create in multiple schemas, what is the advantage you are going to get it? Okay. I will explain that through an example, guys. I'm going to explain through an example. Understand here? Okay. So, assuming that I have a Airtel system. Okay, sir. What is it I'm talking, sir? Airtel system. What is Airtel system? Something like telecom domain product, right? Airtel. Okay. It's a classical example where you can understand perfectly. Okay. Previously, Airtel system is having only one database, which is Oracle. Sir, this is my understanding. As per my knowledge, they used previously Oracle, but there is no evidence at my side whether they used Oracle or not, but it doesn't matter. Okay. We don't really care whether it's really Oracle or not. Somehow we just think that Oracle. Okay. In some of the forums, I came to know that, but I don't have evidence here, right? Airtel system has an Oracle, and what they are having typically is they are having different tables in that. Okay. The first table is inventory. I'm not taking individual table, guys. A group of tables. Inventory. Group of tables in the sense parent and child, right? Primary key, foreign key. Like we have a lot of things, right? Okay. Inventory is one. After that, packages is another. After that, billing cycle. Billing is another say schema. Okay. After that, payments. Okay. And after that, promotions. Sir, these are the top things. Lot of things, sir. They're the top things. Okay. So here my question is, I have taken Airtel system, which are having these many tables. Okay. Now microservices are telling me that inventory should be in one database, package should be in one database, billing should be in one database, payment should be in one database, promotion should be another database. But I told that it is not practically possible due to economical constraint. Now, what database per service is telling? Every microservice should have its own schema. So I will take one Oracle database. I will create inventory schema. Only inventory tables I will create in that schema. Okay. I will create packages schema. All packages tables I will create in the package schema. I will create a billing schema. All the billing related schema I will write in the billing schema. Payments and promotions. That is what microservices are telling me. Okay. Now can someone answer my question if possible? Okay. Why can't I do as a Airtel schema? I will keep all the tables in the Airtel schema. What is the advantage of giving individual schema? Rather than I'll keep one schema Airtel, I'll all the tables, inventory tables, package table, billing tables, payments table, promotions table. If I can do like that, what happens? Or if I create an individual schema and set of tables, if I do, what happens? Do you understand my question here? Everyone is following my question, guys? Everyone is following my question? Sir, yes or no, guys? Sir, everyone is following my question. Please don't mind. Everyone is clear on my question?
Yes, but I have some doubts.
Yeah.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah. I mean, you want to answer the question or understanding the question itself, you have doubts?
Understanding the question itself, I had.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, you are telling like inventory, package, and billing separate schema, or for all services one schema. Then all schema all services one schema means we no need to worry about to interaction inventory to package to billing.
Exactly. That is what.
If you
Yeah.
are going to separate for inventory table is one schema and package is one schema, then how they can communicate each other, because of
Correct.
some interaction will be there from one table to another table, like primary key, foreign key, like relationship is there. How we can handle? That is my question.
Yes, that is what I'm about to ask the question. That is what I'm about to write this. Okay. So, sir, the first point what I'm trying to convey, the message is, okay, if I keep all the tables in one schema, okay, because definitely we are going to have relational database only, right, guys? Ultimately, Oracle, we are going to have relational database itself. Yes or no? Okay. So inventory should have some relation to packages. Package should have some, definitely some relations will be there. Okay. The general methodology, the general system methodology is, okay, where I'll create one schema only and all the tables sit together in one schema. Those services are different. Inventory microservice, package microservice, billing microservice, payment microservice, but inventory microservices, for example, I am taking a new connection. Okay. Billing should interact with inventory. Billing should interact with payment. Billing should interact with package. Billing should interact with promotions. Am I right? The billing should interact with all these tables. For example, I'm taking a new connection. Inventory should give me a number. And package should give me which package. And payment should give me what is the base package. And promotion should give me, are there any offers are available? So billing is looking for all the data in other schemas as well. Correct? So Mr. Vijay, what you are telling is, as per database per service, every microservice should have its own schema. If inventory is moving to its own schema, packages are moving to its own schema, billings are moving to its own schema, then communication among the services is a challenge, right? That is what Mr. Vinod is asking question. Will everyone agree, right? So communication between services on the data point of view. On the data point of view. Okay? Or maybe data exchange point of view. Maybe the word is data exchange point of view. We have a challenge. When data exchange point of view, we have a challenge when we have single schema for every service. Will you agree this? Sir, everyone is agree this? Whatever just now Vinod said, is everyone agree with this guy's point? Sir, is everyone okay, right? Sir, please let me know if everyone is following, sir. I hope everyone in the early morning, I hope everyone has a good
Yes.
time. Okay. So where
So
everyone is in.
data
Mhm.
exchange could be easy, right? Only the relationship mapping, it would be difficult, but you can
Exchange
still
means,
query it normally.
yeah. I mean, exchange in the sense, what is my exchange point of view? Just now explain, right, sir? Billing. What is a billing? If I'm giving my number, it should generate a bill, right? It should take, it will check the inventory. So billing microservice should query inventory tables. In which package my number is in. Billing microservice should talk about packages. Billing microservice should process the payment. So it should look for the data, right?
Yes,
Am I
and
right?
for that, yeah. So if I understand correctly, yeah, we have
Mhm.
microservice for each and every, each and every domain right here. So it's
Correct.
just abstraction, right? We'll just call the API to get some data.
Exactly.
We do not
Yeah.
exactly.
Now that is okay. There's a next debatable point. Yes. Okay. So who is that? I didn't saw the name, sir. Please. Who is that? Just now speak actually. Chaitanya.
Chaitanya, sir.
Exactly. Perfectly Chaitanya. Now we'll talk two points here. Vinod is telling that, okay, Mr. Vijay, you are telling definitely data exchange point of view, we may have a challenge. No, Chaitanya is telling what is a challenge? You can create a schema, and whenever you want the data, okay, whenever you want the data, at that time you can call that service. Calling the service when we are looking the data. Calling the microservice when we are looking the data, so that single schema will be still supports. So there are 2 points here, guys. Understand, guys? Vinod is going in one direction. Chaitanya is going one direction. Is it correct? Everyone understands? Now, which one we need to choose? That's the point here. Sir, everyone is getting a clarity, sir. As of now, is everyone is clear? Please don't mind. I am really asking n number of times just to ensure that everyone is understanding my point here. As of now, any questions on these 2 points? Now we will brainstorm which one is best. We need to brainstorm which one is best. Okay? Any questions so far as of now?
No question. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, right. Anyone apart from Vinod and Chaitanya, any other?
No, sir, no questions.
Thank you. Right. Now, so what we need to think of is the main advantage of microservice architecture is, okay. So performance is one of the important point here. Performance is one of the important point here. If I go with one single schema, all the tables are in the same schema, then we don't have much network calls. Microservice to microservice calls will be less, right? If I have all the data in the tables, in the same tables, I will create a view, I'll create a stored procedure, I'll create something in one database call itself, I will get every data. I'll make a single database call, I'll get a maximum data. If all are sitting in one schema, it's easy for me, guys. It's a very, very easy for me where I can retrieve the data. Performance also will be very good. But if at all, if I am spreading across multiple schemas, right, then microservice, I need to have, for example, in this case, billing should call 4 microservices. It's a REST call, right? So extra performance will be there, right, guys? So maybe performance point of view, point 1 is good. Performance point of view, point 1 is good. What is the point 1? Only Airtel schema. And all the tables are in Airtel schema. Whatever Vinod mentioned, that is a good in case of performance point of view. But on a on a long run perspective, I will think the Airtel next 20 years, or why 20 years, next 10 years itself. Okay. The real problem is happened after in Airtel is started. Then the problem came is the volume of the data became problem for them. Okay. In future, I need to migrate to new technology. Technology I need to migrate because of various reasons where the technology gives best features. For example, inventory is there. Okay. Where if I keep in Oracle database, if 20 million records are there, 20 million records are there, to get a particular number, it will take lot of time. For a huge data, Oracle may not give a data within short period of time. It will take a lot of time because of relational database. Okay. Inventory table relation to package, package to billing, billing to payment. So we have relations and we want the data. It will take little bit time. Where Oracle might not only Oracle, relational database might not give the data quickly when we have relations. So there is a probability that there is a probability. What is that probability? The service can change a technology. That is what microservice are principle, right? We agree microservice principle is what? Where we can change the technology also. assuming that inventory microservice, I am moving to SAP system. Okay. And promotions, I am moving to mainframes. And billing, I am moving to SAP. Okay. And payments, I am moving to, there is a separate system, payment system will be there. So in this junction, my Airtel system can have multiple systems interaction. Okay. Multiple systems interaction. For example, packages are there. I cannot keep lot of packages in the Oracle database. I'll go with NoSQL database, especially in the packages. Because I don't need to keep in the relationship. Packages. This package, these many calls are free. This is the message free. This is the data you will get it. Lot of parameters are there in one package. Group calling is free. I cannot keep everything in a relational database where I can go to NoSQL database. And a payments also, there is a one more payment system, separate payment system. A third party payment system, payment gateway. Razor Pay or something, payment gateways are right, guys. I can collaborate with them. Rather than I process the payment, I can collaborate with them. Okay. So what is our understanding here? Today, my system is in one programming language, one database. But after 10 years, I can project where they may change. If that is the case, I should have my architecture loosely coupled. I should have my architecture loosely coupled. Okay. Assuming that inventory moved to SAP system, packages are moving to NoSQL database, payments are moving to third party gateway, promotions are moved to mainframe system. Now, can we discuss which one is good then? Whether Vinod point is correct or Chaitanya point is correct? If next 10 years, if this is going to happen, you understood my point, guys? In the next 10 years, if it is going to happen, which one I can take it, guys? Which one is feasible?
Second one.
First one is,
Second one is, yeah, first one is we cannot achieve first of all.
but
We cannot achieve, right?
yeah, we can't achieve.
Chaitanya
But
point is
Why we, I'll take, sir. I'll take. Please don't mind. I'll take all the questions. Okay. Why we cannot achieve? I cannot ask SAP system to point to my table itself. A SAP system, read my Oracle data itself. I have a Airtel schema. I cannot tell that to read the data. I cannot take third party payment gateway to read my tables. I cannot take mainframes. It have its own DB2 database. It cannot do Oracle work. So first one practically not feasible. Even you want to do, you cannot achieve. The only option is second one. Yeah, go ahead, Vinod. Now I'll take your point. Yeah, go ahead now.
but second one also, for every data you are calling microservices.
Correct.
They are not separated each schema. You are calling for, if whenever you want a data, you are calling microservices. That is not correct. That is not a right way.
Okay. For example, this is how I design. Now billing. For a particular number, I need to generate a bill. Okay. Ideally, what I'm telling here, billing microservice will call inventory microservice. Okay, to get the IMA number or mobile details, customer name, and all those things. And billing microservice will call packages microservice, in which package that number is. And billing microservice will call promotion. Is it any promotions or any offers are available? After bill is getting generated, it will call the payment microservice to process the payment. Okay. Now, why it is not correct? When I want to interact with the different microservices, what is the challenge you have? Why it is not correct to call the microservice? There should be a reason, right? Why it is not correct? You got what I'm asking?
Yes, correct.
Why?
See, you are telling from our Java side itself, you are interacting each and every microservices. But in terms of database, how? Like, see, you are telling billing to payment. Once the payment table and billing table is there, then both are like whether we can use any join or inner join or uh, then only if that query will be executed, then only the table should it's reflected. You are here,
It
you
is
are telling
no. Your point
uh,
is not correct. I got your point, sir. I got very okay. Sir, first of all, joins you need to ignore the joins completely. That's a different. This is a different.
okay,
Completely you need to ignore. Okay. Now,
okay,
for example, you are telling a scenario, sir. I type my number in one screen. I should see all the details, like my inventory details, my package details, my billing, different months bills, and my payment details, and the promotion, whatever the number is. If I want to see all the details in one screen, okay, previously I should have relations. I can show one, I'll hit one database call, I'll show that. Okay. Now, in this case, what I will do here, I will design the system in such a way that, okay, my billing microservice should have some primary or unique key. I'll maintain that primary key with all the other systems. Okay. And with that primary key of my number, SAP system, I will ask the data, hey, can you give me this particular number inventory details? They will give a JSON response to me. Okay. For this number, can you give me the JSON data of which package he has? Okay. For this billing, for this number, can you give me last payments? Can you give me promotions? Allow for this number. I'll individually get individual JSON objects. Anyhow, my front end, different div tags, right? Front end will have different div tags, right? In each div, one JSON I will bind. First JSON I will bind inventory JSON, second package JSON, billing JSON, payment JSON, promotion JSON. If I use Ajax, I can do a parallel calls. Okay, which call is success, that div will be loaded first. I can have an efficient system. You understood my point?
yeah, no,
I
got
gave
it.
you perfect picture. Yeah. That is the point here. That's why I went to depth to understand this in better way. I went to too much depth. Okay. So to understand the system, then only if you have this knowledge, then only you can you can clear the interview. Okay. This much of granular details you need, guys, while designing the system. But there is a challenge here. There is a challenge here. Can you decide what is going to happen in next 10 years? You got my point, guys? Everyone got my point? Here I am telling that Airtel system moved like this. After I am moving, I am telling. If you say current Airtel system, are there going to be any changes in the next couple of years? How can you predict? For example, I'm writing a microservice application. Always I will write all the service in Java only. Always I will take single database only. I will never think out of box. It's a maximum probability is 90% of the people will take single database itself. Will you agree with my point? Will you agree with my point, guys? So definitely, sir, it is not going to be done in the day one. It's not going to be there in the day one, sir. Okay? It's a gradual practice. Maybe we will start with as triangular pattern applied, where we are in coexist phase. At that time, we will see the volume of data and the page processing time. Based on that, we always should predict. That is how the game. Interviewer is going to confuse you. Man, you are telling everything is a good. Okay. Now in your system, can you predict? Is this going to be there in another system? Is it going to be there in another system? Why don't you wait for 10 years? Why don't you do right now? Okay, there will be logistical problems also will be there. But can you predict like that way? Yes, we need to predict. We need to think in those angles. While applying the strangler pattern itself, we have a transform, coexist, eliminate. Right? In the transformation phase and coexist phase, you will see the difference here. In coexist phase, how much is the time is taking. In the transformation phase, you'll see how much time it is going to take. At that time itself, you need to decide. Is it a right way or a wrong way? You should have a projection at that particular time only. So, database per services. Again, I will coming back to the same point here. Database per services. Every microservice should have its own schema. And the schema should have a tables related to that service capability. And in one database, we can create n number of schemas. Okay. The reason is that particular microservice may go to or may change the technology. If we change the technology, we should have a loosely coupled system. Okay. Billing system will call inventory system. I don't care inventory system will be. Okay. Inventory system will be in which programming language, I don't care. As long as I'm giving REST call. Okay. It is as long as I'm giving REST call, I can get the data. Whether it's developed in .NET, whether it's developed in Java, whether it's developed in mainframes, I don't care, right? So in a long run point of view, database per service, if you can divide the data by schema wise, all the set of tables in one schema, all the set of tables in one schema, that will give you a more perspective. That is going to give a more perspective.
Here you are asking about the schema is meaning the database or the schema is like a table.
Yeah, I'll maybe I'll show you. If you take MySQL, I'll explain with the MySQL. I'll show you. Okay. Sir, you're able to see my screen, right, guys? Everyone is able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yes.
So you have 829 SBoot, dev, employee app, file upload, JWT, local, pagination. What are we call this as schemas, right? Different schemas, right? Under
Correct.
each schema, I have tables, right?
So, sir,
In
here
the,
the schema meaning the database.
yep, schema
The
meaning
one
database.
instance of a database.
Correct, one instance of a database. Correct, exactly.
Okay, so in
Schema
the
means
PPT, sir, you are explaining here database per services means the one instance of a database regarding a service like if we have inventory service, so it has its own schema means one instance of database. Is that?
my point in one instance database is, okay, this port, one instance, what I'm talking here, I'm connecting to this instance, right? I'm giving, I have a root instance which is listening to me 3306, and I'm giving this. This is the instance I'm talking. If you say Oracle, okay, if you say Oracle, sysdba will connect to sysdba. If you take Oracle SQL Server, will connect to SA. That will have one instance, right? That instance, that's connection string. Is it going to be one instance only, right?
So,
You got my
that
point
is
here?
that is the one database software, but in one database software we can create n number of instances of a database.
Correct. That's
Like,
what I'm telling. That's why I'm telling here. In one database instance, I'm talking in one database instance, we can create n number of schemas.
so
For example, one
Hmm.
second. I got your question. Okay. In MySQL, okay, 3306 is the one port number. Okay. Now I can have one more MySQL. It's not possible, but I can just assuming that MySQL is allowing me. 3307 also I can create. 3308 also I can create. 3309 also I can create. Okay. Assuming that. And MySQL is charging me. Okay. If you take n number of ports, MySQL is charging me more. Definitely they will charge more. The individual seat capacity. Okay. Then what I will do here in one instance, in one port number only, I can create n number of schemas only. If
so sir, here it means
can
this
listen,
is the
please.
physical database, and
Can you
you are creating schema as a logical database. Is that?
first can you please listen till I complete? Please don't mind.
Okay.
Let me explain first. Okay. Let me explain. Then after that, I will completely give a time to ask the question. Okay. Right. Now the question is where I am going to have one database installation or multiple databases installation. That's the point here. Where I'm going to have one database installation or multiple databases installation. Okay. It all depends on how license I have with the database. How license I have. Okay. If I take Oracle, only one instance is possible. One instance is in one computer. In computer one, I can install only one Oracle database. The port number, user ID, password, everything is fixed. I cannot create one more Oracle in the same system. In a real time, I'm talking, not in our local computer. In production environment, because of licensing is involved. Okay. I can create only one software, only one Oracle software like ORCL is a data source, something like that we can have, right? Okay. But whereas PostgreSQL, where I can install with a different number of ports or different installations I can do in one computer. I can do that. This depends on database provider to database provider. If I take MongoDB, it's open source. No licensing is required. In one computer, I can install 10 Mongo instances, 10 MongoDBs. I can do that with a different port numbers. MongoDB, I can do that in one computer. I can install 10 Mongo instances. In one database, I can install 10 Cassandras. So installation of the database, is it one installation or multiple installation? Depends on the database provider and its licensing cost. Okay. And this is not exactly, may not, I no need today further details on this. What I am looking here, okay, I want a loosely coupled architecture. Whether is it in the same computer or it is in different computer or same port number, different port number. Because I am going to call that service itself. Billing will call SAP service. Billing will call NoSQL service. Billing will call gateway service. Whether are they are in one database instance or, I mean, one database instance means one database is only installed. Multiple databases are installed. I don't care, because I'm not talking that individually. I'm not taking the port number. I'm not taking the user ID. I'm not taking the password. I'm only calling the service. That service calls the data. So we no need to worry whether it is having one database in the same computer, multiple databases in the same computer. I don't care, because I am not going in-depth details of the database instance. I am calling the database via service. Okay. Now you can ask the question. Now I am done with my explanation. Now you can ask the question. Ansari.
Yes, sir. So it means those means the services belongs to each database instance. We are not bothering about that.
Correct.
Because already the credential of the database is already integrated with the services. So
Exactly.
whichever the billing service is calling either inventory or any one of the services.
Correct.
So we are not bothering about the database side.
Exactly.
We have to bother about which service we need to communicate with.
Exactly.
And we can get the result. So it means
Exactly.
it hits the performance, sir. Then it will reduce the performance, because there is a multiple calling to database.
Correct.
So that is an issue, sir. I think so.
Yeah. Sir, did you attended my session on the limitations of microservices?
Yes.
The first, second point I told, local call versus network call. You are there in that call? Maybe I'll show.
Yes.
Local call versus network call. This is the point I mentioned, right? You will see a performance impact, but not that great. No major impact. Sir, I am making a network call, but within the database itself. I am not going to somewhere else. In the same computer, I'm getting the data. Maybe few milliseconds it will impact. Not that great. For example, now billing. Okay, previously all the data in one table. I created a view, and that view give me entire data. Assuming that it took 80 seconds. Assuming that, just like assumption, 80 seconds it took. Okay. I mean, if the data, every data is available in one schema, all the tables are having relations and primary key, foreign key and everything. And I am getting the data, it will take 80 seconds. Okay. If I go with individual service where 5 REST calls I am involving, it may take less also, because the database volume, how much data you have on these tables, and the database volume also retrieving the data with that volume with the joins, rather than separating into different instances where performance, maybe network calls are more. But if I separate the data into different databases, we don't have a joins. We can get individually the data. You can get individually the data. One simple example. I'll give normal example. Okay. For example, okay. Just like 5 families are there, they want to go for gathering. 5 families, they want to go for gathering. Okay, just please think. Food preparation. Can we prepare a food all in once? We'll go to somewhere else and all will prepare a food. No, it's going to take lot of time. Everyone come with your own food and will eat there. So when I am segregating the responsibilities, then the data volume will be less and I can retrieve quickly. So it will take 60 to 40 seconds only. But network calls are there, but it is not getting the data from where it is going to some other system. The data is in the network only, but only previously data is coming from database call. Now this data is coming from REST call. That's the only difference. Now you got what I'm trying to say, Ansari?
So, sir, you mean to say we have not used the joins to fetch
We
the
don't need,
records?
correct. We don't need to use, because different databases, right, Ansari? I cannot use a different joins in the different schemas, right? For example, now you got it, or
Yes, sir. Get it.
I cannot ask, okay, 829 sboot.product dev.payment employee app.promotion. I cannot do that, right? I cannot do that join, right? I will only make a REST call. That REST call will give me data. That's it. Okay. So you cannot think that network call is going to give more time. Local call is getting less time. It is not the case. But even if it has, it's a negligible, maybe few milliseconds only will differ. But we are getting a loosely coupled system, that is the output, right? Understand?
Okay, sir. Yeah.
You got clearly, Ansari?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no issues. Any other?
Sir, one question, sir. So
Please.
rather than saying database per service, we would say database per domain, right? Because that.
Correct. Exactly. I mean, my point here is database per services. After applying capability and subdomain, whatever the output we will get it, right? After I apply capability wise, subdomain wise, I'll come up with a microservice, right? That service I'm taking. Yeah.
Okay, for example, if we have accounts, then we have like or savings account and then this, right? So account will be one database, and then there will be
that comes in shared database. We have one more principle, right?
Because I mean, when we segregated accounts like savings, and then this as one, and then joint account as a separate one. So
I will discuss in shared database. Now, first of all, why cannot I choose database per service? Why I need to go with that shared database? I'll explain that.
Okay, still okay, sir.
You go. I mean, still you can go, but there is a small relation. That is what we can have as shared database.
Yeah, no, I mean, if we do have different create accounts. I mean, joint account is a separate service, and then savings and the other is a separate service. So it might not be a good idea to have separate
Correct.
databases per account.
That's
based.
what
So,
I need. While explaining shared database, I'll explain this point and I'll explain. Okay. So this approach may not possible in all the cases, but 90% of the cases this is possible. The exception 10% of the cases we'll discuss. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, it's a good question. I didn't saw who. Chaitanya, is that you?
Yes.
Who asked? Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, fine, that's fine. Now, guys, I started the class today at 7:04, guys. I hope everyone can understand this. Okay. Tomorrow, a little bit 2 minutes before I'll start. Okay. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. We'll meet tomorrow.